fellow long-haired weirdos. This is our second week of vlogging. I loved everyone's videos, but hearing everyone being American and me being horribly, terribly British makes me feel quite awkward. So yeah, I'm just going to get on with it. So this week's question was if we had, I don't know whether it was monkey boyfriend or monkey date, like, I don't know, I'm going with boyfriend because that's more exciting and you can do more things with that. So if it isn't obvious already, I'm going to choose Peter to have as my lifelong boyfriend forever. Just, that's not even out of choice, that's just how it's going to happen. At one point it would have been Mike, but the guilt of the fact he was married for some reason just plagues me, so I can't get over that barrier. So it's Peter all the way. And there's two kind of scenarios, or two things I'd like to do if that was the situation. And the first one was basically to have him in New York in Greenwich Village, and we'd join together. And I'd quite like to do sort of like a folk duet with him, so sort of like touring around the circuit, doing a few gigs. Yeah, that would be really good, because I sort of on-off sing in a band and do sort of music and only as a hobby, but like, yeah, so going around the circuits would be really cool. Just generally hang out in the village, meeting everyone. I'd really like to sort of like hang out with like Stephen Sills and Peter, that'd be really cool. Yeah, just get high every evening and trip out a lot, that'd be really good. And the second part of things, I'd really like to take him to England. And this is all theoretically in the 1960s, may I add, so yeah, we'd do sort of like all the hippies were doing in the late 60s, and we'd deck out a camper van in sort of day glow paint, a bit like the Merry Pranksters did on the bus further. If you don't know what I'm going on about, read this book. Yeah, get that? Yeah? Okay, so read that book and you'll become Dayglow acidified, or acidified? Acidified? Yeah, I think that could be a word. Yeah, so that kind of explains the kind of vibe I want. And basically I'd just take the van with Peter, and we'd go to the Isle of Wight, and we'd live out the hippie lifestyle with our billions of friends. Obviously we have to have billions of hippie friends for this to work, otherwise it just sort of goes to shit, really. Yeah, that would be really fun. Just the rest of our days living out in the countryside, the Isle of Wight, that'd be really nice. I'll probably actually get bored, but my theoretical plan is to stay there till we're really old. But I wouldn't mind doing that with current day Peter, because that would just probably be quite a laugh. What else? Oh yeah, Saggy and Shorty Blackwell both were saying about their sort of collections and what they collect. So I thought I would add my thoughts to that. It's a bit awkward because this is my, well, not my proper room, so it's only got half of my things in it. So the main thing I collect is, well, I'm a big record collector. I collect records, have done since I was about 15, properly. And yeah, I've only got a small selection, so I'm just going to give you sort of like the kind of stuff I've got. I've got a few albums, like this. I showed you this last time, I propped up my camera on it, but this is my record box, my very broken, needs a new one record box, with some records in it, my favourite albums. First one I want to show you is Can. Can is definitely one of my favourite German krautrock bands. I really like krautrock. Damo Suzuki is an absolute legend, and I think I want to live with him. Same goes for, this is Suicide, and Suicide's like part of the New York 70s scene, like they were in the same time as like the Ramones. And there's Alan Vega from Suicide, is also incredible, and even though he's 70, I saw him last year live, like as Suicide in London, and I would still go out with him. I would still marry him, definitely. He just hasn't changed much, bar a few wrinkles. I also like things like Susie and the Banshees. What else? This is an interesting one. This is a band called White Noise, which if you know anything about the BBC Radiophonic Workshop, will know that this is a project with a few of them there, mainly Delia Derbyshire, and there's a song on that album called Love Without Sound, which is definitely one of their best works, so I recommend checking that out. This is Acid House. This is Chicago and Detroit Acid House. That's really good. I also collect like a lot of 60s compilations, like probably some of you know Nuggets, which is amazing. And this is Rubble, which is like a British compilation one, like UK freak beats, psychotic sounds, that kind of thing. And one of my most recent purchases is Screamadelica by Primal Scream, which really went down a storm at my birthday night. Yeah, everyone sort of secretly loves Primal Scream, I swear. I've got a few DVDs. I've prepared everything. I did this video once and then I got a phone call in the middle of it, and I was just going to sort of like put a note saying skip this part, but the phone call was just too embarrassing. So yeah, some of my DVDs. I've got Control, which is Ian Curtis' story. I've got Goodbye Lenin in German that I bought in Berlin when I went last year. Berlin's probably one of my favourite cities to go to. Been about 3 times, so I think I'd like to live there for a bit. Anyway, I've also got things like This Is England, which is really good, Virgin Suicides, and The History Boys is actually like a long time favourite film of mine. Like, for years, if you'd asked me what my favourite film is, The History Boys would probably be that. A really nice French film called Angel A, which is really good. Yeah, that's just like a snippet of some of the films that I like and watch. The last thing, because t-shirts were mentioned, and I don't explicitly collect t-shirts as such, but I do frequently buy a lot of clothes, as in, so today I bought, woohoo, rainbow jumper from great place called Traders of the East, which I didn't realise was in my town till today, and it's this amazing hippie shop, which was great. But I've actually prepared, since this is my second time round, I've prepared my wardrobe for you to have a little look inside. It's not that interesting, but I thought I'd show you anyway because it's technically a collection. Right, just take this out of the charger. Okay, so yeah, this is my wardrobe with some things prepared. So t-shirt wise, I've got things like this. They're usually like hand printed stuff. This is a band t-shirt from Boningen, which is like this Japanese band based in London. They are one of my favourite bands at the moment. I got this sort of psychedelic dress from a charity shop actually for about £3, and people are always amazed when they ask where that's from. This is my pride and joy, one of my prides and joys. It's a 1950s sort of, I can't remember what you call them now. The word has escaped me. You know, those kind of dresses. It's a 50s dress anyway. Another £1 charity shop shirt. That's a tie-dye sort of, it was a dress, it shrunk a bit, but it barely covered my arse when I bought it at a festival, and I just wore it around the whole weekend and I had a layer of dirt on me the whole time. But that was good. Also, this is one of my favourite jumpers. It's like a rose jumper, it's really heavy and textured, but I love that as well. And other questionable things like, that's a like fake fur leopard print coat which I used to wear every day. Got that from a festival as well. Questionable things like high-waisted leather shorts and golfer trousers. So yeah, that's the kind of awful geeky shit that I wear. Yeah, what else? I think, oh, there was one last thing, which was Shorty Blackwell said at the end of her video about whether we had any Monkee experiences, and I for one do not, because I am a terrible fan. Yeah, I've never had the chance to ever see them live, and I'm actually quite questionable about whether I would want to do that, because I'm so stuck in wanting to sort of keep their image of being like 20 years old and that kind of image. I want to keep that alive. But I think I would still go see them. I think I would. I have a lot of fun experiences about other bands because I do go to gigs a lot, but not for the Monkees. So maybe if it comes up another time, I might say about one of my other band experiences. But now is not the time nor the place. So I will leave you with that thought. I think maybe that could be one of the questions, like, what was your best overall gig? Like, apart from the Monkees, if you'd seen them in live concert or whatever. So, yeah, I'm going to stop rambling and see you all later. So, goodbye!